Hello, friends, and welcome to the stream. Very excited to have my good friend Willie here with us. Say hello, Willie.
Oh, I talk now?
You can
Oh,
talk.
wait, I'm not muted yet. Sorry. Here. Is that better?
You're here. You're here. We can hear you.
I'm here. You're about to hear me talking over.
Oh, well, mute.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, sorry.
I forgot to mute the Twitch part of because as we were talking about earlier, I don't know technology very well.
It's all good.
As an internet person, not by choice. It's not good to not know technology, and there's a reason for my.
Listen,
I don't know.
I rely heavily on the chat to let me know when I'm experiencing technical difficulties. They know before I do. They'll let me know if my mic is acting up, if the audio levels are bad. We're in good hands. The people here are very forgiving, and just in case we ever have a technical issue, I have the very first thing I made for streaming is this image that I can just throw up whenever we need. It's a little chaos chinchilla is, I believe, what the chat has named this drawing.
Like from Sonic? Oh.
It's like chaos from Sonic. Chaos Emeralds.
Chaos
The
Emeralds.
the chaotics.
You know what was fucked up about Sonic?
What?
Can I say fuck?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
You know what fucked up about Sonic was
what?
remember we had that game and they had Chaos as the bad guy, but they also had like those little nano pets and they were called chows, but they were spelled
They were
the same
spelled chaos. Yeah. If you couldn't
how are you supposed to
hear,
know?
how are you supposed to know? Especially if you're just reading.
Also, they like eat baby animals.
That's true. You fed them the baby animals and they like devoured their essences. So the first thing I always do on these guest streams is draw my guest. But I've drawn you so many times over the years that I thought we could do something to spice up this this drawing of you. So if you have any requests of stylistic changes you'd like me to make, or just like how you'd like me to portray you, please let me know.
Nathan, I'm really embarrassed to say this because you were saying that the chat will help us with my lack of technology, but I don't know where the chat is. How do I find the chat?
Oh, so you're on my channel.
I'm on your channel.
Yeah.
And I can see a little Willie head.
There isn't there. If
there it
is.
Okay.
It should be like right to the right. You can pop it out. Also,
I found it.
Okay, wonderful.
Hi everyone. Okay. So if I have I request, or should I wait for the chat to request?
I think it's a team effort. I think feel free to incorporate chat suggestions, but especially for your portrait, I want it to be to your liking.
Well, obviously,
so far I've just drawn this like egg shape, but happy to make any adjustments.
I'd say my face is a little longer than that.
Okay, can long it up.
Someone said my Fursona, which I feel like I can take that and run with it.
Okay, what is your Fursona?
Well, I would say I want beaver teeth.
Yeah, that's good. Let's just give you a little sort of coy smile like that, and some beaver teeth.
Like a cat's eye.
Cat's eyes.
Yeah. And let's see, what animal has a good nose? I was thinking elephant.
Oh, elephants have great noses, yeah.
But I don't really like them. You know what I was realizing the other day?
What?
How because I watched an video of an elephant drink a glass of water really quick.
Mm-hmm.
And that's through their nose. And have you ever gotten water in your nose?
It's not through their nose. They like take the water in their trunk and like put it in their mouth.
This one sucked it up through its nose.
Did it really? Wow.
Yes. I don't know if it went. I don't know. Maybe it like put it in later, but like there's water in the nose.
Wow. Yeah, I guess I don't know. I feel like that would be uncomfortable, but I'm not an elephant, so I don't. I couldn't say for sure. I do want to
Okay,
give you a nose because right now I think a nose will really help tie this whole image together.
I'd say just give me my regular nose.
Just give you you've got like a nice nose. I like your nose.
I like my nose too. I don't like my nose, but when I was growing up, my mom and my babysitter both like talked really big smack about my nose. Like they're like, "You have such a pretty nose." So I grew up thinking I had a nice nose.
I think they were right. I think you do have a nice nose, Willie.
Okay. It's very Romanesque.
Yeah, I think so. You've got like it's like you see that and you're like, oh, that's Willie.
That and my hair.
Yeah.
Would be like my version of like you know how you can tell Conan O'Brien, they always do the same like red head.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm gonna get your hair in.
Please do.
And then do you want any sort of like animal ears or just regular person ears?
I was gonna request deer antlers.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Powerful.
And,
a powerful choice.
Instead of ears, I would like bat wings.
Instead of ears, oh, that's great.
Yes.
I love that. I love that for you.
And I feel like I would gladly give up the ability to hear.
To have your to just
yeah.
Because like those wings aren't going to make you fly because they're on your head. They're just for aesthetic, and I think, I mean, people say, I just said just for aesthetic, but like it's not just, it is like that's the aesthetics are good.
Aesthetic is what we're here for. It's a drawing show.
It's a drawing show, exactly. Yeah, I'm trying to capture what your hair's doing. As far as I can see, it's just it's beautiful. It's
somewhere between like an Oompa Loompa and a founding father right now.
yeah. You know yourself so well, Willie, and we all aspire to that.
Most of my day is just staring at myself in the mirror and questioning it.
All right, let's get you those majestic deer antlers first and foremost.
I like that this is starting to look like me too. I didn't think you were gonna land it because.
I mean, that's always the concern with a drawing, is just like, well, is it gonna actually look? How do deer antlers do? They're awesome. They go like all over the place. I'm gonna make it like real, sort of like stag like. Have it go down.
May I take a second to address something? Because Carlos HB, just asked me a question.
Of course.
And apparently on your show, one Julia Lepeti has called my cat ugly.
I think we reached the conclusion that your cat is like both cute and ugly.
Okay, so here's the thing. I didn't listen.
Oh, Willie froze.
Me and Julia have always had a great relationship. We've always been friendly. I've always been friendliest with her among the draw. That's done now. So
wow.
I just want that on record.
Okay, that's good to know that we have a new beef. I think that's good. I'm glad that we're airing that right now. I'm glad that I have you here on the show to like respond to that in real time, because that episode
without Julia.
Yeah. That episode just came out today, so.
Oh, okay, really, that would make sense, because
it's really.
I got
fresh.
a bunch. Yeah, it is always fun when I like wake up every now and then. You guys will just like say like, "Yeah, Willie is in Los Angeles," and then I'll get like a bunch of texts being like, and they'll be my most popular tweets for the week, just being like, "Willie, they talked about you," and I'll be like, "Okay." That's fine. That'll happen.
Well, we like to talk about our friends, and I
appreciate it. Honestly, I'd be more offended if you didn't talk about me personally.
Yeah, I would. So I would be offended if we didn't talk about you.
I do have a question though, just for your purposes. The chat, the stream keeps buffering. Is that me? Is that the chat? Is that you? Is that something we should be concerned about?
I think that might be your internet, because
Okay.
you've also you sometimes have been cutting out a little bit, and I don't think it's been so bad that we need to do anything about it. That's just part of it. That's just what happens in a live stream. Sometimes the internet acts up.
Oh, which I should say that my internet may very well just stop working in a bit, and I'll get on as soon as I can.
Okay,
when that happens.
You know, we're prepared for that. We're prepared for any eventuality here.
Okay, good.
I'm
really excited. I was really excited. One of the things I was most excited to move to Los Angeles about was to not have, because in New York, most people, if not all people, only have access to Time Warner cable,
right,
which is not good unless they are a advertiser, in which case, praise be to them. But I was really excited to go to Los Angeles, and then I signed up, and I tried to sign up for Comcast, but they were like, no. And then I looked up, and the only thing I could sign up for was Spectrum, and then I looked up what Spectrum was, and it's just Time Warner Cable by another name.
Again. Oh, that's I don't appreciate that. That's trickery. Trickery most.
And
foul.
I don't understand it, because they have like, why do they have so many Comcast and like cable commercials when you don't really get to choose?
Yeah, it's a racket. It's they divvied it up. They already.
Is it only apartments?
I don't know, because where I lived in Brooklyn, well, we lived pretty close to each other. We had I was in the optimum zone. I could only get.
What was that like?
Not good. Oh. And then when I moved, I made sure I moved somewhere where I could get FiOS. And so there's parts of Williamsburg where you can get FiOS. This is, I'm sure, fascinating for anyone.
The chat is just railing against capitalism now, which good. I love it because I love it because that's the best of both worlds. Because the Drawfee, your fans are both very sweet, nice people, but also like hardcore militant socialists.
It makes me very proud. It makes me very proud that this is the community that has sort of congealed around me, because I'm not particularly outspoken politically. Like, you know, I'll say pride rights. I'll say Black Lives Matter. I'll say, you know, all those things because I believe in those things. But I'm like, I tend to feel like I don't want to take up extra space on these issues when there are people who have been like doing the work and are more knowledgeable about it. And you know,
whereas I was gonna say, whereas I tweet out whatever my first thought is in hopes it'll make people like me without really giving much thought to that.
And I think
so I appreciate.
Yeah, I think there's beauty to that as well. I think everybody's got their own style when it comes to their online activism. But I just wanna say that I'm always very impressed with the discourse I see from Drawfee folks on.
It's good
online.
Well, because like, what if all of your like crossover, not to start a feud between two giants, but like, what if all your crossover was just like Joe Rogan fans and Drawfee fans? Like, that was the same thing.
Yeah,
it'd be interesting.
Yeah, I don't know how that would happen, but like, yeah, that'd be pretty wild.
You'd have to. Well, so my podcast right now is very funny, since it's just like, it's not something that I have tried to or could, if I wanted to, advertise too hard. So it's very small. And one of the things so when you do a podcast on iTunes, they have like recommended shows, but rather than have an actual algorithm, since I don't have enough information for that, it just says like friends like the Joe Rogan.
Oh no.
And call your dad, or whatever that Barstool Sports one is.
Oh no.
Like all of the ones and I'm just like,
uh-oh.
They're the same, but maybe.
Uh-oh. It's not what you want.
Thank you, SkyGriffin11, for gifting out some tier 1 subs.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I gotta read the notifications. Let's see, we've got a few. We've got quite a few from the start of the stream. Sleepy Sea Slug subscribed. Sapphic Flautist subscribed. Asward the Wizard subscribed. Sky Griffin subscribed. And gave out, yeah, we said that one. That was the one you said.
Lovely.
That was the one you said. Well, thank you. Thank you all so much.
One of my buddies. Oh my goodness.
And what are we thinking for like this sort of? I'm doing sort of a portrait, but I want to get like the neck and shoulders in there. We got any more animal features, or do we just think like a?
Could you like a neck going into the body of a spider?
Yeah. We can do that.
And that's like the whole. So like I want my head to be the same size as my body.
As your body. Okay, great.
So like that. Do you ever see the thing where there's like that like monster? It's just like a head and a spider.
I have not seen the thing.
Honestly,
it's like it's a changing. It's a shapeshifter alien, right? On like a ice station. Is that the?
Yeah.
It
was good. I saw it late in life, but it was good.
I've heard. I mean, it's a cult classic. People love it. It's a standard for sort of psychological and body horror both, because it's like,
yeah, it's one of those movies where I'm like, this is good, but also I feel like if this had already been made, there's like a better movie to be made with like more attention, because just like the idea is kind of, it can take the shape so you don't know which person is, but they don't really use it super well in that regard.
Oh, interesting.
It is cool. Maybe they do. I was pretty drunk when I watched
it. I love the idea of like a movie reviewer who ends every review with like, or they say their whole piece and then they're like, or maybe it was actually better than that. I don't really remember. It was, I was pretty drunk.
I mean, honestly, most movie reviewers should do that. They should end with like a caveat that like, maybe I'll change my mind later.
Yeah,
a lot of movies.
I'm on a deadline. Better. I've got to get this to print. I have to come up with some sort of take on this piece of media, but
Well, because I've also heard that one of the reasons why like there are more like critic-friendly movies versus everything, it's like because they're seeing every single movie like always, so when they see one that kind of stands out a little differently, they might be more kind to it or more.
Oh, that's interesting.
So like a lot of, I think it was Cracked had like a running thing where they said that they should do the Oscars for movies 5 years ago because that's the only way you can tell.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, because like or at least a good chunk of Best Picture winners are movies that are just almost immediately forgotten. Except for Moonlight. Moonlight was great.
I never saw that.
It's really good. It's really good.
Like, it's painted as a movie that would be kind of long and boring, but pretty.
It's not. It's not that long because it's broken up into 3 sort of chunks. It's like this person's life, and so you get to see them as a little kid, as like a teen, and then as a young adult.
There are certain movies where I'm just like, I have such a clear picture of it in my head, and then I watch it, and it's completely different from what I thought it would be. And I feel like Moonlight would be one of those.
Yeah. Like Moonlight is a beautiful, just cinematic experience, and the acting's really good, and it's just like a nice sort of. I like a movie that's just like takes a lot of time on these like small things about like these moments that that sort of shape a person's life, and it's just like these sort of 3 snapshots of this person's life at different stages, and I think it's really nice.
You should You should watch the movie Matt and I watched last night, which is called The Square.
Okay. Oh, is
And
that one about the art
yeah,
installation? Yeah, with Vinnie
it
Jones is
was.
in it, right?
Yeah, wait, who?
Vinnie Jones, the like
Vinny Jones.
he's like a big strong British guy who's been in a lot of like Guy Ritchie movies.
Sounds about right.
Okay.
There's a lot of like. It was not another one where I was like, this is not what I thought it was from the trailer, but it's like very. It's like almost like a movie that's like 2.5 hours of just sketches, but with like a good um plot-ish thing to it.
That's
It
great.
doesn't really pay off, but it's really good. You should watch it. But that was another one. Or have you ever seen the one like my go to for a movie that I did not expect it to be this, and now we'll tell everyone to watch it? Is have you ever seen City of God?
I've not seen City of God.
The City of God. I thought it was like it's about like the slums of Brazil, and I thought it was going to be like a very depressing, like foreign film with just like sadness, but it's like a fucking Quentin Tarantino movie.
Oh,
It's really
cool.
weird. Highly recommend.
Now, Willie,
Yes,
can I make a request of you? Can I
go
make
on.
Would you mind, because I'm hearing a little bit of my own voice coming back.
Uh-huh.
Would you mind putting on some headphones?
Yes, 1 second.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. This is again, we're building out the tech infrastructure for this interview in real time, and I love that.
Lovely. May I borrow a pair of headphones?
Do you have a regular?
I have a regular jack for my computer. See, I have the iPhone with the weird jack, so I don't have. So I need to borrow. It's a stupid.
It's all
1
good.
second.
It's all good. We've got this lovely image to look at while that's happening. I'm just gonna keep adding bits and bops to it, and then we can get into the meat of the stream. But
Did this work? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. And can you hear better?
Yeah, I was just hearing a little bit of my own voice coming back through, but I don't hear that anymore. So, good.
That is amazing.
Wonderful.
I was gonna say one of my favorite things about being on a drawing show that I've been is just every now and then having a conversation and then looking up and realizing what a horrible monstrosity is just in the background that everyone can see.
Yeah, I mean, this is I tried to follow your instructions. I think I got your likeness in here a little bit, along with all of the other things you specified.
Like, yeah, no, I think it's great. It's exactly what I wanted, but it's terrifying. And like when I last looked at it, it was just kind of like a buck-toothed me, and now it's like a full-fledged monster. And I love that.
It's you. This is for you, Willie.
My favorite. I feel like that's what I feel like when you guys draw. Sometimes I feel like you guys are so like immune to the fact you've drawn so many weird things that like you'll look up and you'll be like, "Oh, this is normal," and then you'll like come back to it and it'll just be like a 3-headed like Caesar's ghost with like pistols, and it'll make no sense, and you'll be like, what the hell?
Yeah, I mean, you sort of enter this fugue state while drawing, and then what I like to do is when I finish a drawing, just sort of take a step back, look at it, and really take it all in. And I think yeah, there's a lot going on here, and I approve. I think this is a good first drawing. I would love for you to pick for me a suggestion from the chat for the next piece for the
Give
stream.
us a suggestion. I'll do that. And in that, can I pitch something to you?
Yeah, please.
Because I think this will be a very okay. Well, I have a question.
Okay.
For Drawfee,
mm-hmm.
when now that your circumstances are different,
mm-hmm.
would you intend to record in the same room when that's like a possibility?
Oh yeah, I mean we were doing that for a while. It kind of feels like having the weights on a little bit recording remotely, because I think the episodes we've been recording have been pretty good overall. Not to toot my own horn, but toot toot. I think they've been pretty good. But I feel like I remember this like phenomenon happening when Caldwell first moved to LA, and I was recording remotely with him a bunch, and then anytime we were able to be in the same room together, it just like flowed so smoothly because we were so used to that lag and that delay, and just like having that gone all of a sudden, like it was like weights had been lifted.
Perfect.
So I'm real, I don't know, trying to temper my expectations for how long this shelter in place is gonna last, but we're building up our ability to record remotely, and
for the rest of our lives.
Yeah, probably for the rest of our lives, depending upon how long those last. Yeah.
Good point. Well, I was going to say, you should celebrate when this is all over.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a thing online, and you should celebrate by doing an episode where I saw this people do it, where they draw on each other's backs.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah.
And then eventually you get to a drawing, and it's like telephone, but for drawing. And
yeah.
You should celebrate being able to touch people by doing that.
I would love to do that.
To dream. Okay, so here I'm just going to pick the first one that I see.
Okay.
Which is Willie and Jacob hybrid. No, that's too much like what we just drew.
I basically drew that already. These are all these Jacob bits attached to Willie. Yeah.
I apologize because I distracted people from a thing. I like this one from Shannon. My learning disabilities are not going to help me read that. Shannon Nanan. Draw cactus cuties.
Cactus cuties. Okay. Yeah.
It's like cuties, but a cactus.
Like cuties, just a few cuties that are cactuses. Yeah.
Are cuties? I wonder. Do you mean cuties like cute cactuses, or isn't that the name of like a brand of tangerine?
Oh yeah, they are like halos, but cuties. Yeah, I think they're good. They're tasty. Also, thank you to Coco's Chaos for subscribing, and Cave Bunny Resident for the bits. Thank you both.
Thank you, guys. I am sorry I did not shout you out. Cuties like the oranges.
They want they want cactuses that look like little cutie.
No, just make them cute cactuses.
They're
make them cute cactuses.
They're clementines, right? Is what the cuties are?
I think so. I just remember feeling like those, for whatever reason, those are a really good way to trick kids into eating fruit.
Because they're so little.
They taste like oranges, but I remember thinking that they were like a special treat. Are they seasonal?
Probably.
My neighbors always had. I remember my neighbors always had them during Christmas.
Interesting.
Or I guess Hanukkah, because I would go over to their house for Hanukkah, and it would be clementines.
Clementines for Hanukkah.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's they're like they're ones that I've gotten into more recently. I feel like I don't think the trick worked on me as a kid, but what happens is when I'm in a room and someone else is eating one and it smells really good, then I think they smell better than they taste personally, but they smell good enough that I'm always like, yeah, I'll have one.
Well, they're good. I mean, I'm currently working off the first half of the quarantine right now. Half, who knows, the first part of my quarantine right now. And so like I found that it's not so much that I care what I'm eating, so long as I just have, like, I feel like I eat a lot for ADD purposes, because my mouth gets distracted. And
no, I get that.
So I've been eating like a lot of grapes or popsicles, and I feel like I might add some cuties to the mix, because I feel like that would be a nice.
Yeah, just something that's mostly like water and fiber. Just you can just chew and feel like you've eaten something.
Oh, but fudgesicles?
40
calories for one, no sugar added. Highly recommend.
Well, there you go.
You get a little pop of cream there.
Pop of cream.
People are saying you're drawing Togemon.
Well, maybe I've drawn Togemon.
It's like a cute baby Togemon, but not a Palmon.
No, it's its own thing. This one's going to have a little flower coming out of it, because cactuses have that sometimes, right? One of these.
Yes. Yes, they do. I've been shopping for a lot of plants, because one of my things for boredom in quarantine was to cook. But now that I'm eating not food that I like, I don't cook as much. So I've started planting more, and I wanted to get like plants to take care of to like keep up with my day. But it's really hard because my stupid cat eats plants, and a lot of them are poisonous for cats.
Oh no!
So I tried to get cactuses or like succulents, but they're all, I don't know. I don't like the way that they look. I don't want to be reminded that I'm in the Southwest.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Like, I don't know. I took a quiz today. I'm supposed to live in New England.
You're supposed to, huh?
According to this quiz.
I never trust a quiz. I feel like I've never been able to get consistent results from a quiz. Like, I'll take a quiz, I'll get one result. I'll take it again, I'll get a different result. Because I feel like a lot of the questions, like, this is why I never bought into the whole personality types thing, because I feel like the questions are very sort of based on how you're feeling in that moment. It's like, I don't always react to a thing the same way. I feel like it depends. Did I have a good meal beforehand? Am I in a good mood? am I thinking clearly, or where am I at emotionally?
I think that too. I've always thought, like, because our friend Rebecca, who people may know, is big into Myers-Briggs.
Super talented, funny writer, Rebecca.
She's got everyone. She had everyone in our office's Myers-Briggs on her phone.
Yes, she made us all take it. And again, I've never been able to get the same result twice when I take that.
So having to take a bunch of these quizzes, I've always thought that there should be one where you take it and then you have your friend take it about you.
Yes, I'd be much more interested. Results. I'd be much more interested in what other people think my personality type is, because I'm not an unbiased observer. Like, I like to think of myself a certain way, but like I said, I typically am too busy doing the thing to be like analyzing the reasoning behind it. I'm just like, well, 90% of the time, if I'm being a jerk, it's because I'm hungry. I just like haven't remembered to eat.
Well, because it's also like
just like, well, this isn't a good indication of who I am.
Also, I love the idea that you think, I've seen you hungry, and you don't become a jerk. You're just like, if you were a turtle, you'd go into your shell. You're just like, I
get closed off.
Well, because Matt does the same thing too. Every now and then I'll get Matt come up to me being like, I'm sorry, I've been so grumpy today. And I've been like, you've been literally quiet. I've not noticed anything. But I don't think, like, because I think when I take the quizzes, it's always like, there are always questions where I'm like, I know people are going to tell me that would answer differently if I said this. Like, they're always like, are you controlling? And I'll be like, are you a perfectionist? And I'll be like, yes, I am. And other people will be like, no. And I'll be like, no, that's only because I'm bad at doing stuff. But if I try to be perfectionist. So like, it's like a different view of stuff, Right. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Yeah. The way that you think you're acting versus the way that other people see you acting. I think that's a...
I'm going to pitch this.
Yeah.
I don't know to who, just the ether. I think, anyway, if anyone's curious, I'm an INFP, and...
I don't know what I am, because again, it's never been accurate or consistent.
I'd say you are...
Yeah, tell me, again, this is, what am I?
Well, I think you can also just take do you consider yourself more introverted or extroverted?
I probably introverted, right? Like you, that's
Okay.
it's like you, not that I don't enjoy spending time with my friends, but I do need to recharge by
No,
myself.
I'd say yeah, probably introverted. Are you an intuitive, IS, or sensing?
Yeah, see, that's the one
Well,
I don't
like,
know.
do you base decisions on information around you or on your own intuition?
Again, like it depends on what, like it depends. You
Yeah,
know? It's like I don't make all my decisions the same way. I feel typically I'm trying to ask other people who know better. I don't know what that means.
I would say you're an ISFJ.
Okay.
That'd be my guess.
J is judging, right?
Judgment,
Yeah.
judging, yeah.
As opposed to
Because I feel like you're very pragmatic, but also in touch with your emotions.
I'll take that.
Because like you're very, very surprisingly like practical.
Oh yeah, Willie, on Monday's stream, you said something that I kind of want to dig into more because people were saying that I might be an alien because I couldn't think of a show.
Oh
I had to
yeah,
Google I had to Google shows when
that
Jake,
was Brennan. I think that
you said that I'm the most human, and
yes. Oh
I
okay.
and I appreciate that, but I want to unpack that a little bit if you wouldn't mind.
Like I feel like you know humanity is a lot of ornaments, bells and whistles,
Okay.
where we've kind of gotten away from who society and stuff has sort of taken us away from our natural state.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like you're more in tuned with like I feel like if you were to have been born during hunter gatherer times,
Uh-huh.
your personality would not be super different. Like and
Interesting.
you're like I feel like you're very much a you're
I feel like if I was born during hunter gatherer times, I would be dead. I would have died
but
very quickly.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying I think like there's the id,
Unless you
the
needed
ego.
like the cave painter. I would have, if I could get out of
Aww.
hunter gatherer duty by doing the cave paintings.
A cute little drawing of Nathan just in the cave with like a loincloth.
You want
I want
that?
to see that.
I'll do that.
All classic cave Nathan.
Okay. Yeah, little classic me. My hair style is going to be pretty much identical.
Mm-hmm.
um yeah, just me and the cave.
I do always think I love the idea of like a caveman way back when because remember like I feel like when we were kids we were taught so much like about cavemen based on gender lines.
Right.
And so the idea of a caveman having to come out to hit their parents that they want to be a gatherer is always very funny to me.
I just
Like
don't
mom,
like
dad,
I
I
don't
don't want to hunt.
I don't want
I'm
to
not a
hunt.
hunter.
I would like
I'm a
to
gatherer.
gather. I would prefer to gather. Is that okay?
Uh-huh.
Is that all right? And then,
And
we see.
then I gotta imagine there were some good gatherers who were AMAB. I don't know. I'm learning that I'm old.
AMAB. So this is my little like thing of paint, and I've just got it on my hands,
Aww.
and I'm like smearing it on the. Maybe I'm drawing a woolly mammoth.
A Willie mammoth?
A woolly mammoth. Ooh, that's fun. I said
That's what you just said.
I said woolly, but I'll
Oh.
make it a woolly mammoth for sure.
Hell yeah. I'll get my trunk yet.
Yeah, here we go.
I like what the fuck so are cave paintings I am not a boomer. How dare you? Are cave paintings like, are they only around because they're in caves, or like did they only paint in caves, or did the other paint just go away? And also, what were they using that the cave paintings are still around?
That's a great question. I know there's at least one archaeologist Drawfee fan. I think his name is like Nick. He's on Twitter.
That's sweet.
But I do not know the answer to this question. But chat might. Chat knows, because again, chat is many people. Chat knows more than any one person because
it's a hive mind.
Chat is a beautiful hive mind that I'm always, I enjoy chat. I fear chat. I appreciate chat. I learn from chat.
So the state Arizona says it's charcoal and berries.
Berries. All right.
I guess are charcoal and berries just weaker now? Because I feel like like, why can I not? I have a painting that my mom made me.
They nerfed charcoal and berries. Yeah.
Like I have a painting that my mom made me, and I'm like, I can't touch it, even though I want to, because I know that it'll wear down.
Yeah, it's
Thank you, Joshua of FMI.
I think that's Joshua of Michigan.
Oh, okay. Actually, no, screw you, because you just gifted a tier sub to Secret Sleepover Society. That has nothing to do with this.
They gifted them a sub to my channel.
Okay.
So they gifted Jacob and Julia's account a sub to my channel. So don't don't screw them. In fact,
don't screw you.
In fact, you're good. I would go so far as to say.
Lovely.
Aw,
this really is you in your natural state. Just like, I don't want to go out and hunt, Mom. No. I want to paint.
I just want to paint on the cave walls. Is that okay? There's a little cave entrance over here. I'm just in here. I'm just in here with my rocks, my painting stuff. Here's something interesting that I read recently on Twitter, that someone was asked, and I'm gonna butcher this, so if someone else has read this and actually knows the correct information, but I just thought it was interesting because someone asked an archaeologist what the earliest signs of civilization were. Like, is it clay pots? Is it, tools? What do they define as the earliest markers of civilization? And their answer was a healed femur, because
a healed femur.
Yeah, in a human skeleton, a femur that had been injured and then healed. In order for that to happen, there needs to be enough of a societal framework for other people to take care of someone long enough for their femur to heal without them starving to death.
That's interesting. See, I thought it was healed like it had a heel attached to it, and I was like,
oh yeah, a femur weird. With a heel. Yeah, because, that's
yeah, I was like, that just sounds like not right. Yeah, no, I'm really, it's hard because this is not a great time to be alive, but I'm happy to be alive now as opposed to
sure,
any other time.
I'd have to agree with you.
Maybe if my heyday was like the 90s, that would be nice.
But again, then we wouldn't be able to stream. We'd have to just our only path to fame would be we'd have to be on a Nickelodeon game show or something. Getting slimed.
Although I don't know, because it always pisses me off because it's also always there are so many more opportunities for kind of creative, interesting jobs. But I always hear like stories from like freaking like people in the 70s being like, so I moved to Hollywood and I just didn't take no for an answer, and I went up to this writer's room and said, like, hire me, and they took me. And I'm like, if I did that now, I would be shot in the head. Like, I would be like literally like,
I'm sure
you have to leave, you're
yeah.
banned from everything.
It's a lot of white men, straight white men telling that story. I have to imagine that like that didn't work great for that strategy didn't work for everyone.
There's there's every story. Also, all the stories of like, do you ever hear people tell stories about like when they get started off and they're like, so I mean, like I had to live off of like, I did like one commercial for a whole year, and I'll be like, you did a fucking commercial? You're complaining about that? I hate you. But yeah.
I mean, the way I got my start does feel very much like that. Like I was just like I wanted to move to New York to do comedy, and I applied to this entry level position at College Humor that I did not expect to get, and then I got it, and I was just
like even yeah, I mean, even that makes sense. Like that's what I really liked about working at College Humor was I do love like a corporate structure, even though it did suck my soul out and smash on it.
Healthcare is nice. I wish you didn't have to depend on corporations for it, but while you do, having it is a nice sort of peace of mind thing.
I love hours. I love it's kind of knowing who to talk to.
You show up at a place, you have some stuff you have to get done, and everybody's sort of in the same boat there. Mm-hmm. And then, it got worse as the longer we were there, but like when we started, the snack situation was lovely.
Oh, do you remember that was when I first started, they frequently had a trail mix, which was just cookies and marshmallow eggs.
Yeah.
It was so good.
They had the s'mores mix. Is it the s'mores mix? Yeah, that was the one good thing they kept when we moved offices.
No, the s'mores mix was good. When I first started there, I think I gained about 10 pounds just off of like those the best form of Reese's cups are the ones that are like small but like thicker.
Yeah.
And I would just get, every time I would go pee, I would like get like 3 of them and just bring them back to my desk.
I only experienced those at the office and on Halloween. I don't know where those are the rest of the time.
I think they're for holidays. I feel like I've seen them at like
Easter. Is that an Easter
my
thing?
mom used to have like a Christmas party every now and then. I feel like she put a bowl out of them, and they were red and green.
Well, there you go. This is me. Aww. This is me in a cave painting a.
This is beautiful.
I'm just sort of patting your butt there.
Thank you.
Let's get another suggestion.
Let's get another suggestion, guys. First one I see, unless it's bad.
Oh, thank you. Did you say Cup of Depresso?
I did not say Cup of Depresso.
Thank you, Cup of Depresso, for the sub, and thank you, Cave Bunny Resident, for the bits.
Okay. Bottled Line Art wants you to draw the angriest lemur.
The angriest lemur. Okay, let me look up lemurs.
Okay, while you do that, I'm gonna run to my thing real quick and get a Diet Coke.
Absolutely. Everybody grab
probably wouldn't even notice if I hadn't said anything. Now I did.
Grab a beverage, everyone. Oh, I'm gonna do one of them Zaboomafoo lemurs. Make it look real angry. That's what I'm gonna do. Because they got them big eyes. Grabbing that Diet Coke from the fridge. Getting it so that you can be hydrated. Gotta make this lemur super angry. They got perfect round eyes, those lemurs.
I'm back, baby.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Have you ever considered like an art set?
An art set?
I was just looking at my kitchen and I just bought my favorite podcast right now sells coffee, and I bought coffee from them.
Interesting.
It was good coffee. Just food for thought. Or you could sell coffee. Drawfee Coffee.
Drawfee Coffee.
There you go. Right there.
Yeah. I mean, these are all good ideas. You know, we've been in sort of this state of limbo over the past couple months post layoffs.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, once we get our stuff up and running again, I think these are all great ideas.
Yeah. Well, you just I can see that you're asking, and the answer is yes. I will be your business manager.
Okay, thank you. I was too shy to ask you outright, but
give me access to all yours and Jacob, Julia, and Karina's money.
Yeah,
and I will turn it into merch.
Yeah, I'll send you that info right. I'll send you that info right after the
Thank
stream.
you so much.
Thank you. No, I mean, like that's honestly, like, the fact that you were able to intuit that's where I was headed.
No,
that shows
I'm an empath.
Yeah.
Yeah. But to be fair, this coffee is really good. So, someone asked me. I just want to respond because I saw it. Someone asked me to give my thoughts on The Legend of Korra, and it's better than Avatar, The Last Airbender.
I've been seeing your tweets about it, and I'm only just now watching Avatar for the very first time. I just finished season 2, or book 2, the Book of Earth, which ends on a real bummer. Spoilers, but you know, I'm excited. I'm excited to see how it all ends. I think it's gonna be a good time. But like, I love the sort of tonal shift from book 1 to book 2 also, and so I'm excited to see how that carries through to book 3. I think Willie might have frozen again, so we'll see if he comes back. Okay, he's left. You back?
Am I back?
You're back.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Escape. Okay, cool. Yeah. See, that's what I should probably call my cable provider.
It's all good. Whenever it goes quiet, I just assume you've frozen, and so then I just vamp. I just talk.
Good.
But yeah, I was just talking about how I just finished watching the season 2, book 2, Book of Earth.
Well, the thing I was reading was that about how it's really interesting watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, like, now that it's like a big thing on Netflix, because like we're more aware that we're the Fire Nation, and it kind of changes how you view it.
Right.
And I would say Korra takes that even further and it's kind of a rebuke on like all forms of government in a weird way.
That's cool.
Like, it kind of, like, I think the central thesis of it, if I had to say, is like anti-extremism, and it's like 4 seasons, each a different form of extremism, watching it play out.
Oh, interesting.
And like, it's really cool. I think honestly, rewatching it, the 3rd season's my favorite, but season 4 is also just like, I think, a work of art. And you want my if you finish Avatar and want my login information for Amazon, I have all the seasons. So
it's Amazon. Okay, cool. Yeah, I was wondering because I hadn't been able, like, I'm watching it for the first time. Everyone I talk to is always like, "How have you not seen it?" And I'm like, "It wasn't ever on anything that I had." And I'm not a thiefus. I'm not a thiefus.
We're like 1 year. We were like 1 year too old for it. Like, we were 1 year. I remember watching it, feeling like I was 1 year too old to like be super into Nickelodeon, but not old enough that I was like confident enough to say like, I don't care, this show seems really cool. So I saw a few episodes, but I never watched it like all the way through until recently, and it's much better all the way through.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I just didn't have cable when it came out.
Oh. Well, that's even a better excuse.
Yeah, I would have.
Yeah, no, it's really cool.
I watched whatever shows I could when I went to my friends' houses who had cable.
I had cable, but for some reason when I was a kid, I was very like purist to watching the local 5 channels.
Interesting.
And I don't, do those still exist? Like if I got a TV, is there a way that I can just watch NBC, CBS?
Oh yeah.
Fox for free?
I think so. I think you just get a cable box. I think you get like a couple others in there, but yeah, like it's like the digital cable box. You buy it for like $15 at like any store.
And again, just taking a look back, terrifying picture you're drawing.
It's just an angry lemur.
It's like Momo, but on steroids.
Yeah.
It's Momo with 2 exclamation points.
Mo.
The mean little guy.
Yeah. He's so mad. He's got a little steam coming out his ears. He can't believe it. He's like, oh, my cable provider.
I know. You want to know something annoying?
What?
Well, not annoying. This is the height of first world problems.
Mm-hmm.
But I do to now. Obviously, I don't have any sort of cable, but I do have my mom's cable login, which I use sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But every time I've tried to watch live TV on it, since she's on the East Coast and I'm on the West Coast, I have to watch it on East Coast times.
No,
know,
dude.
Right?
Oh, oh, dang.
I know. So maybe you guys should look at your lives and not complain so much.
Exactly.
Because there's real suffering in the world.
There's some actual problems that we gotta deal with. I think this drawing is done.
Why are people talking about Columbo?
Again, the episode of Drawfee we posted today, we talk about Columbo for most of it.
Okay.
Yeah. Wouldn't have predicted it based on the suggestion we went with, but I'm gonna put my phone on airplane mode. I don't know if you are getting any buzz.
I like to think of myself as a devourer of television. Something not nary a show went by when I was a kid that I did not watch and assume that I liked. But Columbo, I think, is even beyond me in terms of I have no knowledge. That's a detective show, right?
It's a detective show, yeah. Okay. Came out in, I think the first episode we discussed aired in this like the late 60s. I want to say 68.
Okay.
And yeah, I just, it's been in reruns for a while. I only watched, and I guess I didn't watch the whole episode, only part of it. Like the last time I was home visiting my parents there, because that's one of the things is they still don't have cable, but I guess with the with like the digital antenna box, there are some like extra channels in there, and one of them is just sort of old shows. It's just like a bunch of old reruns of
That's
shows.
Fun. I love, like, as I get older, I'm like, I've come to appreciate older things more as like there's like a nice like vibe to them now, minus what I'm sure is a lot of racism.
For sure.
But I like I've been watching a lot of like horror movies from the 70s, like, because there's just something like slightly different about them where it feels like it's like, I don't know, like I feel maybe it's just the technology that they used or whatever, but I don't know if they could like reproduce it now.
Right. Well, again, like, no, everyone doesn't have a smartphone, like if you can really get, things could go bad for you real quick if you're just like out of contact with anyone, and so you have to bake that into the storytelling now. It's like, well, we're in somewhere where there's no service or whatever.
There are going to be there's going to be such an uptick in, I think there have been like an uptick in like horror movies or all movies set in like the 90s, like right before phones.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
As like period pieces. You know what I saw? Maybe I shouldn't have had the second Diet Coke, but you know what I saw, which I was actually kind of excited about? for the first time in a while.
What?
Is that because of COVID, one of the effects of COVID is that they're going to be more PG-13 and R-rated animated movies. They're going to produce more of them because you can make them remotely.
Oh, interesting.
So that's actually exciting if COVID leads to an uptick in like adult animation, because animation's my favorite.
Yeah.
I don't know why you would do anything that wasn't animated.
Giving this guy eyebrows, I've decided.
Yeah, well, that's how you know they're angry.
That's how you know they're angry. I would love a news suggestion, but that is exciting. That's like, silver lining. You got to look for it. Every cloud,
Yeah, so maybe stop complaining.
Yeah.
Wear a mask or don't. I don't really care. They're good things. Okay. Ooh. People are moving. Sonic the Hedgehog is a pro wrestler.
Okay.
That's the one I could see people go really quickly, and I'm not a very fast reader.
Sonic the Hedgehog as a pro wrestler. So this is just going to be a strong Sonic. Is that? I guess that's what
I
we're
would
doing.
say so.
Okay.
With like a very tight Speedo.
Unless he's doing a John Cena, in which case he wears the cargo shorts.
Oh.
But let's see. Let's try and remember what Sonic looks like.
I do remember when I was a kid, and in hindsight, this is very funny. Okay, I should shout out Lily Mae Ray suggested this.
Oh yes, thank you.
Sorry about that. Everything's moving very quickly. The state of Arizona. I would like to be a earthbender, but I'd bend diamonds. That'd be my hook.
That's cool.
Right? I've given this a lot of thought. You don't watch Avatar: The Last Airbender on marijuana and not pretend that you're a thing. Like bloodbending seems cool. Oh, I mean nothing.
Bloodbending seems cool.
I don't want to. That's a good episode. Spoilers, but I
mean, I know about bloodbending. Like we've discussed it before. Like I've gotten, like, I don't know everything about everything that happens, but like I don't expect people to not spoil Avatar for me.
Yeah, that's fair. I like what was I talking about before? John Cena?
We were talking about pro wrestlers because I'm drawing Sonic as a pro wrestler.
I went through a pro wrestling phase, and I remember when I was a kid, and keep in mind it was the 90s, but or the early 2000s. I mean 2010. And I was like, my show's on, like my favorite show's on, and my brother said, "What, naked men like on top of each other?" And then I turned on, and it was wrestling, and I was very funny.
That's funny.
Burn from him.
That's a funny, and
yeah. Scarring at the time, but in hindsight, you got to go back and laugh.
That's pretty good.
This is you just like rattled off the Sonic.
I mean, yeah, but now we gotta make him strong.
We gotta make him a pro wrestler.
We gotta make him a pro wrestler, so he's gonna be big and strong.
I mean, speaking of gay and wrestling,
oh, no.
I remember my favorite was always, and I didn't get that it like what the thing was, but do you guys remember Goldust? Because that was a wrestler in my time, and his thing was that he was a flamboyant homosexual, but not really. Like that was his like persona, and I just liked him because he was the most theatrical of all of them.
That's fun. I remember my little brother was way more into wrestling than I ever was, and he was a big Rey Mysterio fan.
Okay, that's not WWE, is it though?
I don't know anything. I don't know anything, first of all, but I also don't know anything about wrestling.
I'm going to put myself on the line pretty hard, but I'm going to say that Rey Mysterio was NWO because I had a game. Oh, no, never mind. He is WWE.
Did they ever combine?
No, I didn't even know what NWO was, except for there's like a Dreamcast game that was NWO Wrestling, and it was really well done, and it was really cool. Because I remember you could go into the crowd and like ask for something, and they give you a baseball bat, and then you could wail on people with a baseball bat.
That's pretty good.
It was pretty good. We We also had a game. Do you remember a game called Ready to Rumble?
Sounds familiar.
There's like you probably recognize it because it was like one of those like really advertised games, and my brothers got it, and it was called Ready the number 2 Rumble, and I always thought it was called Ready Rumble 2.
Oh, interesting.
And then I was confused why there's no Ready Rumble 1. I never put it together.
Until just now. We solved it.
Thank you.
We did it. We got there.
All right, let's see what we have. Give Sonic bigger pecs is what I'm getting.
Bigger pecs for Sonic, sure.
Himbo Sonic. How dare you say himbo? Draw video mask. Huh, that's a fun one. I'll come back to that.
Gotta get like this part, and then the pecs sort of come down. I still don't really understand how anatomy works, and I've been a professional illustrator for like almost 10 years now. I guess like 9 years, but 9 is almost 10. And it just goes to show, if you're confident enough
and super talented,
if you can cover up your lack of sort of base knowledge with enough style points,
if you're able to make illustrations that are look exactly like what you want them to look like, but you don't technically do it in the proper way. Yeah.
Sonic will have nipples.
I lost Sonic will have that's how many times a day do you say that?
I guess more than I would like. It's not that often, but it's still more than I would like.
It's like that Phineas and Ferb meme where it's like twice, but it's weird that it happened more than once, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm sure I've said it. I'm sure this isn't the first time I've said Sonic will have nipples.
So does that mean you've never watched Phineas and Ferb?
I watched a little Phineas and Ferb as research for the knockoff Phineas and Ferb episode that we did on Drawfee.
It's a good show.
I like it. And I like the Bowling for Soup theme song.
That's Bowling for Soup?
I believe it is Bowling for Soup.
Good for them. So they have some money to their name.
Yeah.
I like when
there's 104 days of summer vacation. Yeah.
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 Have you ever, this is a very unrelated thing, but I was watching What's New Scooby-Doo recently, and they have a really good theme song by Simple Plan.
Oh, that was Simple Plan, wasn't it?
And then they had an episode where they did like that Scooby-Doo thing of bringing in celebrities, but they were Simple Plan, and it was very funny because it was like Simple Plan, like they were talking about Simple Plan like they were the biggest thing in the world, and like they'd like name check the drummer of Simple Plan as though like kids are gonna know who that is. And it was like a nice little like I miss the 2000s.
They really went for it.
There was a nice like I feel like collectively we have decided that an entire decade of just like art and culture is just silly and gone now. Like I don't know anyone who like loves something from the 2000s, save for like some like movies and stuff, not like a little bit ironically at this point.
Yeah,
and I do love that.
That's interesting. Yeah, I mean it's the 2000s were the decade of like the 2000 pre 2010 2000s is what we're talking about, right? Yeah. It's like Jackass. I just think of Jackass. Like
Jackass.
That was
I was gonna say
it's
my
like
favorite
middle school and high school and a little bit of college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Damn. Like it's also fun too because like it's like cute listening back to a lot of their like political stuff because it's just like everything we're going through but like light but more emo about it.
Sure.
Like it's like when people still had like energy to complain but like what they're complaining about is just silly now. I mean, no, it's not. Lots of people died.
Yeah, no, it's like it's this weird thing where it was like tamer in some regards, but also it was just because like there wasn't any like there wasn't a Twitter for the George W. Bush's. I mean, again, like I'm not a freaking political expert, but I feel like the average person I knew was way madder about what was going on than what any sort of elected Democrat would have conveyed.
Like, I think that the 2000s thought it was the 60s, but it turned out to be the 80s.
Huh.
Does that make sense? Like, if you look at their art, I think they think, like, we're going through the worst time ever. We have to get through this. But then it turned out to be the 80s. This will show my...
I don't know enough about... I earlier in this drawing, I said I don't know anything, and I'm gonna just sort of go back to that.
Okay, well...
But you know what, Willie? I like that you're taking shots. I like that you're giving takes.
I'm on my second.
You're on your second Diet Coke, yeah.
Diet Coke, and so it's a little.
We're talking about the Bush years on the second Diet Coke, yeah.
No, okay. Someone talked about the Dixie Chicks. That's a perfect example.
Right? Yeah, like people would like it was worse in a lot of ways because like there wasn't as much outspoken dissent, which is why like things like The Daily Show and The Colbert Report felt like very subversive at the time because it was just like this weird post 9/11 like you can't be critical of our awful government because that makes you un-American. And we're seeing that like they're trying to do that now, but it's not working as well. So they just have to go like hardcore fascist with their stuff instead of just relying on, media consensus. I don't know. It's
but also like the side that you would want to be on to, they were also bad at it. Like if you reread anything, like listen to anything from there's a song which is I thought was like I was so badass for listening to this song, and it's called When the President Talks to God by Bright Eyes, and it is the worst thing because every single song would go after George Bush for being an alcoholic, and it's like that's not the bad thing about him. Like no. He's like that's like the admirable thing about him. Everything else is bad or good. I don't know. How do we get down this line? Should we talk about Legend of Korra now?
Sure.
Again?
Yeah. Let's bring it back. You know, it's bad now. It was bad then. It will be bad again.
Yes.
That I think, but we can still draw strong, sweaty Sonic.
We hopefully we'll get to poke one another in the face soon.
I would love to.
That'd be so much fun. I'm gonna slap the first person I see just to show that I can.
I think that's beautiful. I had a dream last night that I was out in public with my girlfriend and we were eating fries, and a lady with a baby just came up and ate some of our fries, and I was more upset that she did not have a mask on than the fact that she ate our fries.
That is...
so I don't know what my subconscious is trying to do, but
subconsciouses are weird.
People want me to give Sonic. I'll give him one nipple ring.
I'm very sorry that I let that slide through the cracks. I kind of thought that maybe you didn't want to hear that.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
Sonic can have one nipple. I mean, he loves rings. We know this about Sonic. So why not put one?
Oh, that does make sense.
Right on his nipple.
You can imagine that he has a chili dog in his butt.
You can't
have to draw it. You can imagine it for yourself.
I'm gonna show just like a little bit of it. just coming up.
Okay.
It's
perfect.
It's a big chili dog, so it's like, here's the chili, here's the bun, and it's just the rest of it. You can just use your imagination.
Beautiful.
Very good. Give me.
This is another. This is another example of just something where I just let it sit there, and now it is.
This is what we have, yeah.
Terrifying. B, possibly someone in the chat sexual awakening.
I hope it is for at least one. I like to hope that things I've drawn on the stream and on Drawfee have helped people figure out what they're into. You know, I don't want to know. I don't need them to tell me, but I like to hope that like at least one person has been like, huh. Well, I'm into that.
That's like something I never thought about. Like, is like increase of media gonna make fetishes harder to come by in the future?
What do you mean?
Like, I feel like there's so much access to like a bunch of weird stuff that someone's fetish might be something like, as you get more thing, it's gonna be like, because like when you're like in like the 60s, it'd be like, ooh, an ankle, and like that would be like enough to. Because like that was like
in the 60s, ankles.
I don't know, but like there used to be like a lot less stuff coming at you. So like when you were forming your sexuality, it was more everyday stuff.
I see.
But now, like,
I understand.
Because like
I think anything can be a fetish. I don't think it needs to be like. I don't think it needs to be. I think more people can share their. Like, you'll find out that you have the same fetish as other people.
No, I just meant though, like, because if your fetish, if you have access to like, let's say hydraulic press videos or something, and like you can't always get like that becomes like something you're sexually attracted to. You're not going to be able to afford a hydraulic press. Like, you're not going to be able to go out and like make that a reality. So what do you do?
Oh, I see. So I think for a lot of people, like, you're just gonna have to settle for the facsimile, the depicted version, and not actually get to experience. I understand what you're saying now. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, you know.
Sorry, I lost the suggestions because I was talking about random fetishes.
No, I think that's interesting. Like, finding out you're into something that you'll never actually be able to experience.
Yeah,
I get it. Yeah,
because you said like
the state of Arizona says, Nathan, please move on from Sonic. I'll put this one back up while we get suggestions because I think it's nice.
Okay, let's get some suggestions.
Wait, I want to try something. Hold on.
I'm not going to pick any of them that are me because he already drew me. I'm going to say that now. Draw a llama who tries to be a comedian. That's from Cramp the Stone. Cramp the Stone.
Hold on, I had an idea.
Okay.
And I just need to see.
Yeah. I don't like that. You guys are in for... Oh, well, I guess my voice isn't ahead of you. Anyway,
this is what I wanted to do.
That's beautiful.
I just wanted to see if that
That is an amazing... The idea of like going into a cave and finding just Sonic fan art. Someone draw like caveman style Sonic fan art and just put it in like... That's going to be the next Banksy. Is like, instead of street art, it's going to be cave art, and it's going to be Sonic Mpreg stuff.
I have divided the chat on whether or not this was a good thing to do.
I think this is... Screw the haters, Nathan.
We're just gonna say it's incomplete down here. It's exact. I'm not gonna add more to it, but we're just gonna say I've drawn. This is just like, you come into the cave and you see me and I'm like, oh, hey, how's it going? I'm just working on...
Mom, I put a rock outside. You're not supposed to come in.
This is my don't come in rock out here. It doesn't cover anything. It's just like, You see this, you're like, oh, Nathan's doing his special cave painting.
Art
don't look at this part of the cave wall.
Aww, this is fun.
So silly.
It's been done a billion times, but it could a billion more times. There's nothing not fun about like cavemen, like Flintstone style stuff of just like cavemen who are kind of the same as us now.
Yeah, that reminds me. We did for What Should We Draw, the Caldwell and Mize podcast, that one of the comics I drew, or we drew together. I think I sketched it and Caldwell colored it. We did a lot of like collab that way. Where it's just like Renaissance style patron talking to a sculptor, and the final shot is just like the David but with Sonic's head.
Aww.
Anyway, that's the sort of stuff that I thought was funny and still think is funny. We're doing a llama stand-up comedian now.
A llama trying to be a comedian. I don't know that they're striking out, I guess.
Okay. Or they're trying it out. Let's draw a llama.
Yeah. So this is kind of drawing me as a llama, but I'll let it slide.
Fair enough. Llamas have these kinds of noses, right?
I think they're long.
Yeah.
But I think they have like
I've drawn like a dog's face. Hold on. Let me look up
I think that they're just like underneath it is bigger.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it's more.
I think it's more, and I think it's a straighter brow.
Yeah, I get you. They've got these like real.
They got chode noses.
They got these real sleepy eyes though, which I love. They're just sort of like, and they got like the big lashes. Just sort of like they've got like these.
It's kind of a bummer that llamas didn't take off over horses.
I agree.
Or camels. Camels are fun.
Yeah, I mean, well, camels, they're desert horses.
Yeah.
They're better for desert traversal.
My college mascot was a camel, and so I guess I have to like them or hate them more. I owe camels. I've paid camels a lot of money. I got attacked by a camel once.
Really? For what?
I was feeding it, and it just it was a petting zoo, and I gave it I have the video. I gave it like a piece of food, and then it wanted the whole bag.
Oh, I see.
And they have like big long giraffe necks, so
yeah.
It
didn't work.
It didn't work. They're mean. Fuck camels. I'm back on horses now.
Okay.
But llamas are kind of cool. Or alpacas. Alpacas are soft.
Yeah.
I think.
I mean,
I have alpaca socks that are soft, so they at least make soft socks.
There you go.
So this is okay. I don't know if this is intentional or not, but I am getting BoJack vibes from this already, which would make sense because.
Oh, should I do it like BoJack style, where the body is just like a person?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, we'll BoJack it up.
BoJack, very good show.
Very good show. I enjoyed it.
I think I didn't move out to Los Angeles sooner because of that show.
It does make it seem sad. Hollywood.
But accurate. It's not as bad as BoJack. Well, I guess it is because I don't know. I guess I haven't achieved a level of success to live as sad a life as BoJack, but it is pretty accurate portrayal of Los Angeles.
I just love the way my favorite stuff about that show is like all of the fun animal sight gags that Lisa threw in there.
Brilliant. And I remember, and no offense to Lisa Hannawalt, because it was not her fault, it was mine. But when I first saw it, I remember thinking like, this show looks so like weird. Why is it watercolored? I hate it. Like, it kind of reminded me of, and this is not a knock on anyone, but like Archer kind of has like a very specific style of like older cartoons that it seems to be going for.
Yeah.
And it's like very flat seeming to me. So just for that reason, I never got into Archer.
Oh, interesting. I loved Archer because I really liked C-Lab and Frisky Dingo, which are like the shows that same, I think, group of people worked on beforehand. And I like those were, I just thought they were so funny. And I was just like excited to see what they did.
Well, I feel like I miss out on a lot of shows because like sometimes if I just hits me the wrong mood and I'm just like, it's done. Like I watched one episode of Rick and Morty and like it was like I could tell that it was very well done and everything. I just didn't like him burping. Like I couldn't get past that.
He
so
burps
like
he burps less. Like he burps the most in the early episodes. I think that was a note they got and was like, okay, cut down on the burping.
It's not, yeah. And just like right now I'm at a place in my life where like I only watch shows I've already seen.
Yeah, there's
unless
enough.
It's like
there are enough of them.
Unless it's like a Netflix reality dating show or something. I'm like I get like too anxious seeing things that are written and stuff.
Oh, sure.
So, but my point being is that this is a whole long way to say that I never liked Archer. And then when I saw BoJack, I was like a little put off by BoJack because I thought it was similar to Archer and I didn't like the style. But then the more I watched it, the more I'm like, this is beautiful. And also Lisa Hannawalt, and I'm just saying this because I've never met her, but she is a genius with her. Like my favorite part of the whole show is always the like animal puns that they just kind of throw in at the beginning.
The animal like puns, the visual ones. The sight gags, just like anytime, like you'll just, I can't even think of one, but there's
one that's really funny to me, which it's very LA specific, but if you go to the La Brea Tar Pits, there's a scene of woolly mammoths, one of them drowning and then its wife and child watching it. And they just turned it into like a humanized version of it.
Oh,
like it just looked like the saddest scene ever.
Sad. Oh,
and it's so funny.
That's awesome. Yeah. I've only gotten to work with Lisa a couple times, and
more than most people, Nathan.
Yeah. No, I mean, but man, I'm a fan. I'm a big fan.
She seems like the coolest person alive. Like she's like,
yeah.
There are certain people where just like kind of having a slight connection to them through college humor, I'm like, oh, I feel kind of cooler.
Yeah.
And she's definitely the most of them.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
She's certainly the only one who I never met in real life and didn't end up hating me. So but only because I never met her in real life.
Who ended up hating you? No one hates you.
I'm not gonna say it on screen.
Okay.
No, there are a couple. There are some people who are very much like, I don't know what to do with you. There's one person who actively hates me.
No.
I mean, he's not gonna spend time thinking about me, but he does not want to be in the same room as me.
I don't believe it. I believe you. I'm not gonna. You're.
I'll tell you the story off air, but it's Jacob. It's Jacob.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I do believe that. Yeah, you and Jacob. I mean, you guys have your own thing that I. No, you guys are friends.
Yeah. No, it's fun. I mean, college humor is fun because it is like, it's kind of like going to the same college but on steroids, where you do like have like a weird in with like everyone who's ever worked there.
Yeah.
But then like it's gone through so many different generations.
Right. Like
there are a lot.
Like I got to meet a bunch of people just because like Caldwell had been there forever, and so like he would introduce me to people. And he's very socially good. He's just like able to, like, everybody who meets Caldwell loves him, and so Like, yeah, I don't know that I would have ever gotten to like actually chat with Jake or Amir if it weren't for.
And it's
Caldwell.
Also another thing, because like I've never met Jake or Amir, but like I feel
that's
like
them calling right now. No, I'm just...
Oh hey,
no, just the fun.
No, but I feel like they're like if there's like a version of them where in my head they're like we're two different like creatures. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
because we come through from like two very different iterations of what the website was, but we're also like, at least I personally, they're not bound to me in any way, but I'm kind of bound to them in a weird way.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
which is all very interesting.
I think that is interesting.
That's fun.
It's fun to
I always wanted.
Yeah,
it is
like college
weird...
in that there are like classes of, you know, like generations of people who like came through and then graduated, so to speak.
It's like the lamest comedy scene that ever existed.
I'm sure there have been lamer ones.
The Chive.
Yeah, there it is.
Sorry, the Chive. I don't have any.
I don't know anyone at the Chive. I'm not trying to start beef.
Does the Chive even? I feel like it could turn out that it's just written by like robots. Like if the Chive turned out
then
to be,
I for sure don't want beef. Robots. I'm a fan of yours. Whenever you're planning on taking, I mean, humanity is probably at its weakest in like the coming months. So like, if you're gonna do that takeover, let me know, and I'm happy to provide whatever services. I have no loyalty to, you know, just in case there are any robots watching. I just want to cover my bases.
In my head, though, do you remember the episode of The Simpsons where he gets an auto dialer?
Maybe.
There's an episode where he gets like a reverse message answering machine that just sends out calls, and if it turns out that was the entire writing staff of the Chive, that would make sense to me.
Well, there you go.
And they're more financially stable than our former website ever was. So
well, there you go. Yeah, I mean, you know, you don't have to pay the robots much until they take over, in which case, you know, you'll be sorry.
It's weird. I was thinking about this the other day, where it's weird that like robots are a bad thing, but only because people like won't share.
Yeah, it's like, true. Like it should just make, yeah. It's that like the economy hasn't caught up to the fact that it's like, oh no, we actually don't.
Like we shouldn't be upset that like people are replacing our jobs with robots. We should be like, okay, give me some of the money the robots just made, and I want. So I'm going to pitch this.
Okay.
I'm going to pitch this to the government.
Okay.
I think it'll go over well.
I think the government is very open to pitches right now, for sure. Yeah. Lay it on me. Oh
my God. I saw someone this morning, and it just made me laugh really hard. Sorry to keep getting political. It's not. I don't think this isn't meant to be political. It's just a very funny tweet.
Okay.
It was just Donald Trump's Donald Trump's press secretary called him the most informed person ever, and someone quote tweeted it with a story which is apparently true, which was that there was once a storyline in WWE where Vince McMahon's limo explodes,
right? And
apparently Donald Trump called him to make sure he was okay.
Yeah, I mean, of course he did.
That's so.
Of course,
that's just a funny story.
He did. Yeah, it's just like it would all be very funny if it wasn't so scary and tragic. You know, is sort of my outlook.
Well, it's okay. We only have 5 more years of him, so
yeah. Yeah. Everybody, please make sure you're registered to vote.
Please do.
If you live in the U.S. and you're gonna be able to vote,
vote in local elections,
right?
I think.
You know,
I don't know.
Vote.
I still have
vote wherever you can on whatever you can, and thank you.
Do what I do, and day of the election, find someone that you trust, who you find better informed than you, and have them explain who you should vote for.
Yeah, you must know at least one person who can do that for you, or just, you know, look up all of the candidates' Twitters and see which one you like the best.
That's true.
Is also a way to do it.
Should we run for local government? Is that what you're suggesting, Nathan?
I don't think I should. I think you should.
I think that we should. I see myself being kind of the puppet master to your front man.
Okay.
So I'll make all the decisions, but you'll kind of be the face.
Like, my local government is New York City, though. And I feel like there are just people who have lived there longer than me who probably would be better at representing the if I could figure out where in the US the most Drawfee fans live, I would move there and run for office there. But I don't know.
That would be interesting.
You know, I don't know that I'm going to be doing the best job representing like my section of Williamsburg.
Do you ever wonder, because I'm wondering right now, if there's just like one town in like Indiana or someone where like every household is just a huge Drawfee fan. Like that's where like there's just like you're the biggest celebrity in the world in this one town in Indiana.
There's just
it's like
one,
technically a possibility.
Right, like there's one super charismatic, popular high schooler who likes Drawfee, and just like everybody wants to be their friend, and so they get everybody else into Drawfee. Like,
Nathan,
maybe.
I love that I watched you through grit and determination build up a huge YouTube channel, but in your fantasy, you need a charismatic high schooler to make you popular in this small town in Indiana.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm
that's
just
what makes the most sense to me.
It is true though.
Timeline that makes the most sense to me. Anyway, this is Llama Comedian. He's
beautiful.
He's working out some stuff. He's trying it. He's going to get some feedback. People are going to be like, you know what, actually, those jokes have been done already. And he's going to be like, oh, well, thank you for like, he's going to get defensive at first, but then he's going to be like, no, you're doing me a favor by letting me know.
He's telling very racist jokes about camels. Where did you think I was going with that? Come on, man. And he's like the PC police with all their humps.
He's gonna grow though. He's gonna grow and learn.
He'll apologize, but it'll resurface.
Yeah, it's gonna come back to haunt him. It'll be like 10 years later, and he's gonna be like, I didn't have to deal with this at the time. And so
he'll give like a really half-hearted like notes apology where it's like, you didn't think about this at all.
No. Well, I hope that he actually is sorry for the bad jokes, because we're all gonna make them. We all have made and are gonna make, and
I certainly haven't. I don't know what you're talking about.
Everyone but you.
I've never done anything regrettable.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly not on camera.
Never.
Certainly not for you.
Mm-mm.
And I'm perfect in every way.
I think that, with the exception of you, the rest of us need to work and grow. You need to. Willie's perfect in every way.
Use my shining star as an example.
Exactly.
And maybe learn from me.
Yeah. I would love a new suggestion.
New suggestion, go. Someone just put a bunch of pictures of cat emojis in.
Oh, those are, I believe, Jacob and Julia's cats.
Oh, gross. I mean, fuck them if they're gonna call out Doodle, who is a beautiful, beautiful creature.
Doodle is wonderful. Olive and Joy are also wonderful. They're all wonderful. That is my...
Okay.
Yeah.
This sounds complicated, but maybe a less complicated version of this would be the cut-off jorts version of the Addams Family.
The cut-off jorts version of the Addams Family. I don't even know what that means, but we'll try it. Let's see.
Maybe just do Uncle Fester.
Okay, I'll do
or Cousin It. Do Cousin It.
I'll do both of them, but they're wearing cutoff jorts.
Cutoff jorts. Yeah.
Okay.
I was Cousin It for Halloween once.
Crafted Jade subscribed. Thank you.
Thank you, Crafted Jade.
Spenorama subscribed. Ogden Foreman subscribed, and Vegetable Platter subscribed. Thank you all very much for subscribing.
Do you have more information than I do? Is there like a thing where you can see where people subscribed?
I'm looking at the activity feed. I don't know if you can see the activity. You would just have to see it when it pops up in chat.
Okay, because I was gonna say I'm very impressed because I keep trying to keep track of them, but they keep going away.
They go quick. That's why I pull up the activity feed, and I still haven't figured out like Streamlabs and how to make like little notifications pop up during the stream because I'm lazy. But thank you all for the subscriptions. I do appreciate it. Yeah. All right. Adam's Family jorts. All right, let's look up Cousin It. Is Cousin It the
Cousin It is the hairball.
Cousin It is okay, so Cousin It doesn't wear any, so Cousin It's going to be sort of stuffed into some jorts. Okay, I like that.
I don't believe we know what he looks like under all the hair.
Okay, so we're just going to have to, I think it's just going to be that the hair is stuffed into the jorts, the cutoff jorts. Okay, but we've got this lovely sort of bowler hat and sunglasses combo, very styling. I had never watched the Addams Family until like a couple years ago, and because I was always scared of them.
Mm-hmm.
But what I didn't realize, and that what I really like, is that the whole joke of it is they're aesthetically scary, but they behave like a very well-adjusted, normal, loving family, which I like.
Kind of.
They're very sweet to each other.
They're very sweet to each other, but they do love like I think that only because they didn't realize that this was a thing, they're like very like into BDSM.
Uh-huh.
So like they're very sweet to each other, but they also love evil things.
Right, exactly. Like they love spooky, scary things, but they don't, it doesn't, like their personalities are very warm and sunny, and I think that's a fun juxtaposition. I didn't realize that was part of the show until I watched it.
No, they're very, but they also are like, ooh, I love the smell of this rotting corpse, but they'll be very sweet about it.
They'll be very sweet, and yeah, exactly. Like they're, I don't know, I like that.
Have you ever seen
I enjoyed it when I watched it.
Have you ever seen the movie Addams Family Values?
No.
That is one of the greatest films ever made.
Is that the one? I've seen clips of an Addams Family movie. Is that the one where they do the
Thanksgiving? Yes.
The play with where Wednesday takes over the Yeah.
Yes.
I've seen that.
That's a good, and it's about like a gold digging woman trying to get, it's very weird.
Okay.
It's very it's up there with like a Very Brady sequel. Have you ever seen that?
I don't know.
How have you never seen a Very Brady sequel? It's my favorite movie.
Maybe I watched it with you. I don't know.
You might have, but the conceit of both of them are kind of like they're this weird family in the normal world.
Yeah.
And then like let's see how that plays out. But Christina Ricci kills a bunch of people, I think.
That's great.
Yeah. Remember Christina Ricci?
Yeah. Black Snake Moan?
She was like the biggest star to me in my head. Like when I was a kid, you were to ask who the biggest star in the world is, I'd be Christina Ricci.
Interesting. Yeah, I didn't know. I mean, I like I've said before on stream, and I will continue saying I don't know anything.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I wasn't super aware of her until.
Did you ever watch Casper the Friendly Ghost?
I did, but I didn't know the name of the actress.
Fair enough.
In it, but yes.
But you didn't like recognize like there's a lady with big eyes again.
I'm gonna have to say no. I guess I did. I didn't. I didn't.
Interesting.
Yeah.
There was my favorite movie growing up, which I haven't seen in a while. Mostly because I remember that there are like naked children in it. Was Now and Then, and in that movie, Christina Ricci ages into Rosie McDonald, and I don't know how that would happen.
Rosie O'Donnell.
Rosie O'Donnell.
Not
Rosie McDonald.
I don't know. I was like I'm not familiar with a Rosie McDonald.
No, it's Rosie O'Donnell.
Okay.
My brain is gone.
That's okay.
My brain is completely atrophied from this damn quarantine that I don't know Rosie O'Donnell's name.
That's okay.
Despite the fact that she is my celebrity doppelganger.
Oh, interesting. Tell me more about that.
Well, doppelganger is a German term for twin. I think. So I don't know.
Yeah, is this something you've decided or that like people have told you?
I would say both.
Okay.
I feel like I've never gotten a clear answer to who my celebrity doppelganger is.
Okay.
And so I've kind of just settled on Rosie O'Donnell because
like,
it's funny.
Yeah.
It gives people like a little, but.
So this is Cousin It in some cutoff jorts, and then we'll get Uncle Fester in there too. And then I think we'll probably do a little name game to close it out.
Hell yeah.
And that'll be the stream. I will say, without spoilering too much, I mentioned this on the stream on Monday. My personal streaming schedule is probably going to change. I'm probably not going to have as much time to stream all 3 days that I normally do going forward.
Congrats.
And somewhat related to that, we did post this week's beans, but maybe check out the Drawfee channel tomorrow. Just see if anything.
Oh no, what's happening?
See if anything gets just maybe check it out. Check in on the channel tomorrow. And and see, we don't want to spoil anything. But
I think I said this already on the last time we were on a stream, but just looking at this picture of Uncle Fester in shorts.
This is Cousin It.
Cousin It in shorts.
Mm-hmm.
Matt the other day, I just wore purple accidentally on both things, and he said I looked like Grimace.
Oh yeah, he mentioned that on the stream.
Did I mention that?
Yeah.
I'm still mad about that because this is what Grimace would look like in shorts.
That's kind of what Grimace would look like if Grimace was like a little hairier.
Of course.
So yeah, Uncle Fester.
Why am I a fake Addams Family fan? Rad BKL.
There's a difference between having just like a verbal mix-up and not, like you said Uncle Fester, not Cousin It, but like I'm also drawing Uncle Fester, so like that's not. Yeah, I don't think that.
I know the difference.
Yeah, it's not that you don't know the difference. You just said the wrong thing one time.
Uncle Fester is They're just giving
you a hard time, I think.
Cousin It. Lurch is the butler. Morticia is the mom. I don't know what the dad's name is. It's played by Raul Julia. Gomez.
Yeah.
Oh. You're a real... How do you have that information in your head?
Again, because I hadn't watched The Addams Family or like really experienced it much, and then I watched like a few episodes, and I was just like, I really like this. I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did. And I haven't really gone back to it since, but like when I watched it, I was like, this is pretty charming. Like I'm into it.
It's good. I mean, I just have like
an image or like an earworm of Morticia going Gomez, and I think that's why I remembered. But that's nothing crazy.
I accept that. I accept that explanation from you.
Thank you.
Your Uncle Fester is appropriately disturbing me right now.
Thank you.
I'm talking about the Addams Family. I'm having flashbacks. So there's an IHOP near my house. So I've gone there. There's a period where I'd go there semi-frequently, and they had my least favorite type of food promotion, which is like, it was for the Addams Family. So it was like green and purple, gross, like, oh, the Addams Family is for kids and it's gross. We're going to have gross food stuff. And it was unpleasant looking. And there were a lot of very funny pictures online. If you ordered the Addams Family pancakes, the like picture of what it was supposed to look like versus the picture of what came, because they weren't like, they were just like purple stuff like squeezed all over a pancake, and it looked terrible.
Amazing.
But that said, IHOP still bops. Still bops.
They still got it, you know?
It's so good. You know what, surprisingly, is the best thing on IHOP's menu?
What?
It's their chicken fingers.
Chicken fingers at IHOP. Okay.
They are so good because they got that thing where, you know, like a good chicken finger's got like sort of just like so much breading that there's like a little crunchy ball.
Yeah.
There. Yeah. It's got those kind, which I think are hard to come by and are my favorite kind.
Willie, I think that one of the points that we most align on is our mutual love of chicken fingers.
Yes.
I think that they're one of the most perfect foods, I think.
It's like boiled down to like what my last meal would be. Chicken fingers or a grilled cheese, but with lots of fries.
Yeah.
And
both
possibly
go great with fries.
I have a question. Mm-hmm. Did you, because you lived closest to it, did you ever go to the American City Diner when you were growing up?
The American City Diner? No, I don't think so. I went to the Tasty Diner.
Tasty Diner. Okay. See, I know that one too, but American City Diner was where it was like a 50s nostalgia diner, and it was by I think it was I don't remember what it was called, but it was right where my church was. So after church, we would go there.
Okay. I don't know where your church was, but I believe you.
It was very good. And actually not really good. Someone after the fact told me that they when I was grown up, someone told me they walked by and they saw someone scooping ice cream and bleeding into the ice cream. So I never went back after that.
That's pretty, I wouldn't.
As a kid,
this Uncle
waiting
Fester's
to eat after church.
Doing a mean lean. Let's fix that.
Surprisingly svelte legs.
I was like, I'm gonna do, that's just an artistic choice. Yeah. That's just like a fun artistic choice I decided to go with, to imagine what if his legs were real skinny.
Yeah, this is my exact body type.
Yeah. So there they are, in their jorts.
This is beautiful.
Since we're talking about chicken fingers and restaurants in Bethesda, I would argue, and you might disagree with me on this point, which I think is fair because it's like a very specific type.
Okay.
But my favorite chicken finger was at a place that used to be called Houston's, is now called the Woodmont Grill.
Okay.
It's where I think it's like one of my favorite restaurants. I don't think it's like objectively particularly anything special restaurant, but my favorite chicken fingers are there. And they're like sort of a tempura batter almost. They're like very light. It's a very light batter, but it's like there's a lot of it.
Here's the thing.
and they come with like a real creamy honey mustard and like
Ooh,
shoestring like super skinny fries, and
fuck.
yeah, it was like
Yeah, no, honey mustard is key. Honey mustard
yeah.
is like a good honey mustard sauce is very key for me. I went to Houston's once, I think. If what I'm thinking of is the same place,
Yeah,
I went there for my friend's birthday one year,
sure.
and I remember, I don't know, it was one of those things where I remember I think I got like a grilled chicken breast because it was like one of the first times I was out with like one of my
Man,
friends' families, and
so
I was
close
just like,
to you could have gotten the chicken fingers.
I know, but I think I think I remember specifically ordering, being like, I need to order whatever the cheapest thing on the menu is, and I got a chicken breast.
That's
But
fair.
I remember it was a really good chicken breast.
Yeah, I think they're like it's just like a solid like American food restaurant. I get the chicken fingers appetizer and the ribs main course.
Ooh.
That's the
How have I never pictured you eating ribs before? Maybe I have.
I'm a big, you know.
You're a big rib stan?
I like a baby back. I'm not a big I don't like to have to chew the ribs. I like a nice melting off the bone ribs. Let's get one name game.
Name game
to end it. Yeah, give me a username. Give me or a combination of usernames to draw for the final.
Does anyone want to draw their name, and then my favorite one? I'll draw it. I'll have you draw it.
Yep. Wait, chat's about to go nuts.
Okay. Lava Gay Cam just asked, why do you picture Nathan eating anything? That's a very good point. Okay, perfect. No, this one. All sneezing dark. All sneezing darkly.
All sneezing darkly.
Yeah, they got in quickly, and I like it.
All sneezing darkly. I'm gonna give it.
I think it gives you a lot of room to mix and match.
I think we're gonna go with like sort of a like this, and then maybe like I don't know. All sneezing darkly. Let's give it like a little hanky.
It sounds like the name of one of those like kids movie villains.
Yeah.
Where they wanted to call it Satan, but they couldn't, so they came up with some like weird ethereal name for it.
Yeah. I'll give it some horns.
There we go.
Yeah, I think this is like a real sort of like gloopy, mucusy friend. But yeah, as I finish this up, let me just say, Willie, it's been such a treat having you on.
Pleasure is all mine.
Would love to get you back on a drawfee sometime as well.
I am wide open, so just tell me 10 minutes before and I'll be ready.
Okay, yeah. Like I've said, we've been in this sort of transitional period where we've had to get all of our, you know, business and law and business law is a complicated thing, and it's taking a while. But again, without spoiling anything, just tune into the channel tomorrow.
If I may say, you've been handling it with grace. And,
well, thank you.
And poise.
It's, you know, it's hard to not be able to talk about it.
Yeah.
But you know, that's the nature. That's the nature of these things. So, but again,
it all worked out.
Maybe.
Who knows?
No spoilers.
Check out tomorrow.
Check out the channel tomorrow. See what's going on there.
Judy, Bo Booty. Oh, you're going real dark lines. I love it. I guess darkly.
Yeah, darkly. I wanted to do some.
So it's like a gloppy shadow monster.
I think it's like a gloppy shadow monster. That's what That's what me Nathan was. That's what me Nathan was imagining here.
I love it.
and like that.
Yeah. What was I thinking? I feel really badly. I keep missing, like, I'm really bad at reading, and so I keep missing the chat because they go so quickly.
They do go quickly, but I think they'll repeat themselves if need
Yeah,
be.
if you need, just tweet me if you need me to answer anything.
Yeah. We're there.
And
We're available. We're available on the
yeah.
socials. Where can people find you if they're not familiar?
Well, you can find me on Twitter. Sometimes I'll get high and tweet about whatever I'm thinking about, and then delete it in the morning when I realize it made no sense.
Those are
And
some
that's
of
at
my
Willie Silly too.
Those are some of my favorites because I'm on Twitter late at night and I'll see them and I'm just like,
I appreciate that.
I can fully imagine. Your tweets work so much better when you imagine you saying them out loud, I find.
Yeah,
I think you tweet very much in your voice, and I love that about them.
I've never learned not to just tweet my thought. Like, a lot of it is just me wanting to see where my, like, what people agree with my thoughts and if they make sense. And often they don't, and people don't agree.
But you keep trying.
I super keep trying.
And sometimes they do. Sometimes they're perfect. Like, I'll see something and I'll just be like, "Yep, that's."
I appreciate that. Well, I'm always surprised by what it is because I'm clearly not. I clearly don't have whatever like tie to the collective unconsciousness that everyone has because I don't know how to like zero in on it. But also, thank you, Cam. Listen to my podcast if you have not. It's called A Fierce Myrmidon, and
that's a great name.
And my platonic friend Matt. So here's what it's about. That was the name of a novel that Matt wrote in high school, and we found a transcript of it, and we're reading through it chapter by chapter.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it's really fun. Just if you are not intrigued by that title, just know that the main character's name is June Omnipotent.
That's awesome.
First name June, last name Omnipotent.
Omnipotent.
But yeah, I had Caldwell on. Nathan, will you be on when if I can work it next time I have a place where you could jump in on?
Yeah, dude. Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely, would love to.
I will start playing that with you now.
So you do like a live reading of it, and Caldwell like played a character, or what do you?
No,
you discuss it.
Nathan, it's kind. Have you guys ever? It's kind of like if you've ever listened to My Dad Wrote a Porno, where they just read through it, and then everyone I'll kind of comment on it and try to make sense of what's going on.
Interesting.
And it's set. The way it's set up is it's like a story with random short stories in the middle. So we had Caldwell on at the start of a short story, so it made sense because the short stories are unrelated to anything else happening. So
interesting.
Next time we get to a short story, I'd love to have you.
And when did Matt write this?
I think it was his senior project in high school.
Oh, cool.
So like it's both very impressive that he has written a novel and very funny because it is exactly what you would think a sci-fi novel by a 18-year-old would read like. And it's really weird. It's really fun, and I'm having a fun time doing it. The only problem with it is I need to figure out what else to do when we run out of things, because I also just like having a podcast just as like a thing to schedule my life.
Right. I mean, that's why I started doing these streams. Was just to like have a thing that I knew I had to do. I have to at least like check my appearance in the mirror every other day during the week.
It's insane how quickly you can forget to do that.
It was just like, it went from, because it just, the two things flowed into each other, us getting laid off and then the quarantine. It was just like, well, I'm spending all my time at home doing nothing, and now it's like, oh, I'm not even allowed to leave.
And
so
I wonder, did you think it, because certainly for me, I was like entering a new stage of unemployment at the time, and it kind of made it a little easier.
Yeah, it felt like all of a sudden everybody was on my same level, which was, it was like, oh, all of Twitter is relating to me right in this moment. So, good on College Humor for choosing that. Getting me like a couple months of we got to have that nice little sort of online circle jerk where we all like talked about how great everyone was, and
that
was fun. It's sort of like attending your own funeral.
It was great. I butted myself into that conversation. I was happy for that.
Like, I don't have any other employment experience to compare it to, but like, I liked working there.
It was certainly a very unique,
it was not
wonderful,
not without its issues, as any corporate workplace environment was, but like, compared to some of the stuff I'm hearing about other places, I'm like, you know what? I could have done worse for 8 years of my life.
Yeah. No, I'm very happy I worked there. Maybe wish I knew when to get out a little sooner than I did, or stay on for another year and then get severance. But
hindsight's 2020.
But no, it's a cool place, and I have no ill will towards it in any way. I look back fondly on it, and I hope everyone else does too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad
I think I'm coming. Yeah. I think I'm coming down off
the Diet Cokes.
Now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm done with this. You know what? Let's maybe some more eyes. Ooh. Maybe one or two more eyes.
Yeah, I like that. Also, I just want to say Cam said that she wanted to start a podcast, and I very much think she should.
Yeah, Cam. So, having spoken with you, now you were on a Drawfee stream a while back with me, and then absolutely nailed it on Brian and Emily's stream on Monday. I think you have interesting things to say. And
it's good talking to you and realizing that you're not a catfish.
Right.
Does that make sense? Like seeing like the actual thing, because there was a chance that you were the writer for the Chive.
Right. But, I'm glad you weren't, because we would have gotten in trouble.
Yeah.
Okay, this is
again terrifying drawing that I have just let completely go by the wayside.
What was the name again
of my podcast?
Of the user that I've drawn, and of your podcast, both. Yeah, a fierce Myrmidon, right?
A fierce Myrmidon
is the podcast,
spelled with a Y, Myrmidon.
That's how you spell Myrmidon, I believe. Yeah.
I think
I played World of Warcraft.
Actually, speaking of, I'm supposed to have an episode out today, but I don't. All Sneezing Darkly.
All Sneezing Darkly. Well, there it is.
The name of this.
Yeah, I think multiple eyes, because it's all Sneezing Darkly.
I think you got it just right.
Let's go back through and look at. We're a little over time, but I think that's okay. I don't mind going over. I just have some like clean up in the kitchen I have to do after this, but there's of course our lovely guest Willie.
That's me.
Your Fursona as described by you, which I think this is exactly how Fursonas work.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have some cute cacti.
Cute cactus cuties.
Cactus cuties. Then there's me as a cave painter painting a woolly mammoth.
Beautiful.
Then there's me as a cave painter painting. This is a little preview of
less beautiful.
Yeah. This one really. I love it when a drawing I did just cracks me up.
I think it's definitely like having a little bit of distance from it. It makes it more. You can really appreciate what an abomination it is.
So silly. There's an angry lemur. The angriest lemur, of course. There's that Sonic again, close up in case you. Sonic as a pro wrestler was the prompt for this. Mm-hmm. And there's a llama stand-up comedian, sort of in the style of BoJack.
BoJack.
A lot of love for BoJack. I like the fact that Tuca and Birdie is coming back in 2021 is like
I
the
still
thing.
haven't seen it.
You gotta watch season 1.
I know there's just
I
something.
Know, Willie, make an exception.
I will.
Make an exception for Tuca and Birdie. I would say.
I absolutely will. The only reason I'm saying it is I have it in my head that there's just like there's an amount of soul searching I always needed to do before I could watch BoJack, and I have it in my same head where it's just like there's going to be like a darkness, but then I watch it, I'm like, oh no, this is funny, this is enjoyable. I mean, there's a reason I like this show.
It covers some topics, and I think it's just like it's a delightful, interesting show that I think.
Well, I think I also didn't watch it too because I knew it wasn't coming back, but now that it's coming back, maybe I will definitely.
Give it a watch.
I'll give it a go.
And then, of course, all Sneezing Darkly. Let's see. Who else gave me some stuff? I want to say that. Ogden Foreman. Oh, I said that one. Ogden Foreman Vegetable Platter. I said 9 out of 10 dentists gave out a community sub, and an anonymous cheered 100 bits.
Beautiful.
Thank you all so much for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, check out Willie's podcast. Follow him on Twitter, and tune into Drawfee tomorrow. Just be a little just keyed into what's going on Drawfee tomorrow, because
what if it's just horrible news?
Yeah, what if it's really
like...
Could you imagine? It might be. No, I think it's good. I think
Karina is gone. She's just she's been kidnapped.
Karina has been kidnapped, but we wanted to wait till tomorrow to announce that. What time?
Call the police.
That's a good question. I think like early afternoon. Get in there. Early afternoon Eastern time is what I'll say, because I don't know for sure. But
beautiful.
Yeah. And if you're staying up tonight to watch the Secret Sleepover stream, I'm sure they will also cryptically mention that, because that's what we're doing.
It's better.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Really appreciate all of you. Willie, thank you so much for joining me.
Of course.
This was a real treat. Is there anyone to raid right now? Let's see.
I just found out about raiding, and it's beautiful.
It's so
nice.
I
like that about Twitch.
I love a nice raid train that like starts on like you'll get like Zach will raid, Secret Sleepover will raid, Carolyn will raid me, will raid my brother. Like it'll just go all day, and like I don't know.
Because that's also
it's
like a lot of these stuff. It's hard to like work up the energy to try something new. So to like have it done for you is very nice.
I don't know why. I guess it's because like in chat all of a sudden a bunch of people show up unexpectedly would be my guess, but it is. Anyway, I don't see anyone to raid, so just watch your faves. Tune into Secret Sleepover tonight. You guys are lovely. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.